Hello everyone, my name is Divya Uttappa and my present project is focusing on image sensing using i2c interface. The reason why I chose this project is so that I can understand how i2c communicates with its devices. This is the circuit which I built, and I would describe each and every component individually. This is an AT20B clock generator. I use a clock generator uh, because for the camera OB7725 needs an external clock according to the Venn diagram. As you can see, there's an external clock given here in the pin number 8, so that's the reason I use a clock generator. And then I use a Raspberry Pi as a power source because I couldn't get a bigger power source, so I thought I would use a Raspberry Pi, and it works good though. It's 3.3 volt is the VCC, and the ground would be a common ground connected to even the common ground would be about 20 at the point 21 pin, 21 pin at the MCB 1700. And this is how the circuit is built. This is how it is built with respect to the pin connection of the STA and SCL, and in the pin number 19 and 20 of the MCB 1700 also is connected with the STA and SCL pin. Now what I'm going to do is, the given code was by Chris, Professor Chris, and he had given us a nunchuck code. But this code I had to alter it because I wanted the i2c, I wanted the MCB 1700 to recognize its device and read the value. So for that reason, I would first run this program and then download it onto the MCB 1700, and then yep, you can see this. Okay, what you can see is 42. Okay, and 42 is nothing but it's a read address of this 42 is the address of the i2c, which it detected the what do you call it? Yeah, it's a read address which actually was detected as I had given the command of i2c interface. After it searches, it gives me the address which is detected was nothing but 42. As you can see on the board, that's the read-only address. That's just, which was detected. Now, looking at this address, I go back to my the sheet. I would say the data sheet of OV7725, and when I go back to the OV sheet of 7725, I would go through all the data given. But now when I go through the data, I would want a read-only file, and any of these registers given here I would enter. I would get the default hexa value. So that's how it works. And okay, now finally I run the code which I had altered totally with respect to the camera, and giving in, as you can see, I have given an i2c, created its own .h file, and then I run this program so that I could get the given bytes. For the given bytes, I would get the required set of data, and the data would match any of these given the PDFs of the OV7725. Okay, so I build this target, and yep, 0 errors, no warnings. Download and reset. Yeah, that's it. Okay, whatever values I've got here is the number of bytes I've given. At the same time, the address have been declared. As you can see, I have declared the address. Yeah, you can see that I've declared the address at yeah, perfect. You can see that I've declared the address here as 42 and 43. This is the read address which I had got previously, and it's a factory address for the write. that is the 43. So when I give this, I know when the read-only value will be 0A. So when I give this as set this as 0A for the first phase 1, and then for the phase 2, no, for the phase 1 itself I set a 0A and 0B, and for phase 2 I give it as 00 as a limit. I get, and at the same time I'm writing at 3 bytes and reading only 0 bytes, I would get, and plus I'm reading 4 bytes. From the previous phase 2, I would get 4 bytes here, 4 datas here. So that's how I could recognize, and that's when I got to know that my device has been recognized and it's able to transmit data. But unfortunately, I do have the OV7725 code, but that was not implemented because it requires a lot of work, and at the same time, because of time constraint, it was not possible for me to use it. But I thank Chris Abibi for giving me a chance to focus on the area which I wanted to learn, because I got to know how I2c functions, and at the same time, I know exactly the importance of I2c. So I would see to it that I would focus more on this subject, and I could um, do something better. Thank you so much for listening to me.